Great view, isn't it?
Ian Campbell was very impressed with his law firm's new offices. But the thing Ian was most impressed with was himself.
Did you know I have a Lamborghini?
One of his favorite pastimes was hitting on the firm's new female associates.
Good places to eat.
You would think a smart lawyer would know better, but Ian was a sexual harassment case in a $1,000 suit.
Partners at law firms have a lot of power and influence over the careers of brand new associates. You really need this job, and you're really at this guy's mercy.
Great view, isn't it?
Ian had a prank he liked to play to impress the ladies. In a conference room on the 40th floor, he'd get a running start and throw himself into the window. The tempered glass would always bounce him back.
Tempered glass is just unpredictable. It was developed as a safety technique so that people wouldn't get cut on it. But on sudden impact, it can just explode.
This building's amazing. Watch this.
Maybe this sleazebag lawyer just ran out of luck. Or maybe it was the way his Rolex caught the glass. Because Ian took a running start. And never stopped.
Oh my God!
Once they discovered that their imminent death was there, they most likely would have pissed on themselves. He probably died instantaneously from the skull shattering on the ground and his brain herniating out into the street. His spine probably shattered along with his skull and severed his spinal cord, killing him.
Clearing brush in 110-degree heat.
Oh, Jesse, sure is hot.
It's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it. Tiny and Dale just wish it wasn't them. The less than dynamic duo get the last of the branches to the top of the hill. Just one job left, chipping. As machines go, a wood chipper is a low-tech brute. Branches get fed in, spinning blades grind them up, and wood chips get spit out. But it's never easy with these two. The last branch gets stuck. There's a case of cold ones and a cage fight waiting for them back at Tiny's. It was time to man up. Dale tries forcing the branch through with his feet. Dale finds out the hard way. A machine made to destroy tree limbs can also destroy human limbs.
Unfortunately, he probably did feel everything that was going through him, starting with the toes and the foot, just chewing through the tissue, ripping muscle from bone, tearing apart the bone itself.
Dale gets turned into ground chuck. Tiny gets a bloodbath. Is there a lesson to be learned from all this carnage? If you're this stupid, maybe you deserve to die. Jason and Sara are like any other college sophomores. Horny. By the looks of it, Jason's barking up the right tree. But then, a vision appears.
Check this out. Check this out.
Across the campus green, something draws them like moths to a flame. A giant basketball. A leftover from yesterday's pep rally.
You have to get inside of this thing.
The perfect place for a once-in-a-lifetime quickie. Sara finds the way in and pulls its zipper down faster than Jason's fly. A peek inside leads to a surprising discovery.
This is so cool!
party balloon is filled with helium.
Go in.
Oh, yeah.
Once inside their laughing gas chamber, Sara and Jason are feeling no pain.
We're in a giant basketball.
The thing we get when we go in the operating room. So they're actually going under anesthesia, slowly getting anesthetized, shutting down brain function. At the same time, they're asphyxiating. And it's going to slowly produce a disordered neurotransmission in the brain and shut higher order centers in the brain off.
At first, it's all fun and games. But after a while, their lightheaded helium buzz becomes something else. Something a lot worse.
I feel so weird.
Yeah. I think, we should probably get some air really quick.
These two college kids should have hit the books a little harder. A helium-only environment might be fun to play in. You just can't live in it. Jason and Sara spend their last moments disoriented, unable to find the magic zipper.
Keep looking.
Finally succumbing to the lack of oxygen. Once they locked themselves inside their funhouse, it was only a matter of time before their fun turned to none. Like most guys from Texas, JT would rather be out drinking with his buddies than doing yard work. But he was no match for his smoking hot wife, Trixie.
Oh, I gotta go. Oh, Trixie, ma'am. Just taking a little water break here's all.
Did you like what you had last night?
Oh, hell yeah, I do.
Are you horny for this right here?
Yeah, baby, I'm horny for some of that.
All right, well, put your singer away and get rid of that hornet's nest. Do it.
You're my queen.
Threatening to turn off the nookie nozzle was more than JT could bear. It was time to go to war.
I'm doing my business. Come on. Come on.
There are a few hundred hornets in this nest. You have to understand that insects do an important job in nature, whether they're harmful to us because we make the mistake of disturbing their nest or being in a place that they want to be.
Come on.
JT was striking out with the Hornets, but this was Texas. When all else fails, hit the gun rack. Being more of a suburban cowboy, JT came back out clutching his weapon of choice, a paintball gun.
All right, then. You think you can come between me and the sanctimony of humping my wife? Well, eat paint, buggo!
Yeah! Oh, yeah! Who's the man? Who's the... Oh.
JT should have thought first and shot later. When threatened, hornets mobilize their entire nest to sting in defense. The first hornet in sprays him with an alarm pheromone. The other hornets use the scent of the pheromone to zero in on their target. Now, JT didn't know a lot about anything, including himself. For example, he had no idea he was allergic to bee venom. He had a severe reaction called anaphylaxis and collapsed, covered with welts from hundreds of hornet stings. What this means is his blood vessels dilated, causing a drop in blood pressure. The airway to his throat and lungs became swollen, making breathing impossible. He quickly went into shock and never recovered. JT died a noble gunman, fighting for the booty rights to his Texas maiden. Happy trails, cowboy.
Come on inside. You're going to see a show that you've never seen before.
Boris was a desperate man. The recent economic downturn has made life hard.
This is real and real dangerous, folks. So please don't try this at home.
Especially for a 7-foot sword swallower. He used to pack them in. Now he was lucky to get a busload of blue hairs on their way to Atlantic City.
The key to pulling off a successful trick is getting the audience emotionally invested. If the audience doesn't like you and they're not emotionally invested in you, when you do this trick, they're going to be watching it kind of like an ancient Roman audience would watch a gladiator. You know, they're watching it, let's see if he gets hurt. And that's not a good place to be.
That's right. 2 blades at one time.
Being a circus freak, Boris was willing to do anything to stay afloat.
Right.
If one sword didn't wow them, how about 2?
This is extremely dangerous because at any moment the swords could scissor, causing internal bleeding.
And if that didn't do the trick, he'd take challenges from the audience. This day, some cranky old pensioner handed him his umbrella.
Hey, big guy, huh? How about my umbrella, huh? Huh? Hey, come on, let's see.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. In a dramatic flourish, Boris hoisted the umbrella over his head and proceeded to jam it down his big and tall gullet. It was a frightening and disgusting display, but the audience couldn't turn away. Boris might have gotten away with nothing more than a sore throat, but his giant epiglottis hit the release mechanism, and the umbrella opened up, closing down his windpipe and sealing the deal on Boris.
Just about the stupidest thing I could ever think of swallowing would be an umbrella. I've never done it and I never will. It could open up, and if that happens, A, it's going to get lost, so you're not going to be able to get it out. And in doing so, you're going to be ripping the hell out of your esophagus. And also, your trachea is going to be blocked, and your windpipe, and you won't be able to breathe. So you're screwed.
He lived by the sword. He died by the, you got it, umbrella. Some people just seem to ooze sexuality. Take Jennifer here. She can turn a trip to the supermarket into a lap dance of longing and lust. Not only is she sexy, she loves sex. Loves having it, loves thinking about it. Right now she's thinking about the hunk over there stacking cubes. But she's got a date with some girlfriends in from out of town. Too bad for you, cube stacker. You have no idea what you're missing. Back home, Jennifer unpacks her day's catch, but all she can think about is release. She just can't shake that vision of stud boy hosing down the produce. It was time to go organic.
Masturbation is an absolutely amazing thing. I think it's important for everyone to masturbate. It's such a great stress relief. It helps relieve the tension through your body. And let's face it, if you can't make yourself orgasm all alone, then sex just isn't the same.
Turns out, Jennifer could have done a better job shaving her carrot. A rough edge sliced through her vaginal wall and sent an air embolism racing up to her heart. There would be no happy ending to this veggie tale.
Stranger things have happened. She tore part of her either vaginal wall or some part of her pelvic area. Air somehow got in during the masturbation process into the arteries, and the air then went up to the heart and caused death.